sensitive to reading addiction. I also discovered extreme making it cutting out.
I had to write an essay about something that I got with my ELA teacher had to know. And I wrote all the things that concerned me. I breathed. I told her I breathed air. Water and I
I refuse for shit to solve.
Okay, so yesterday we were talking about markdowns, which is really common in daily life. There's sales and all that kind of stuff. There's all kinds of reasons why people might mark down some items, or they're on clearance or whatever it is. But markups are like the opposite. If something is in high demand, like maybe a gaming system or something like that, some companies will sell them for a higher price or mark it up to make more profit because they know that the demand is there to get that profit. Can you guys think of any other reason why there might be markups? Yeah, Kara.
Because they don't have
Because they what?
because they have an oversupply.
They have an oversupply? Okay. Actually, usually I think that would be marked down. If they want to get rid of the supply, then...
Yeah, if they have too little, they want to work out.
Yeah, because then it's like a short supply.
I'd say something like Apple. Whenever they make a new phone, the prices are always really high, but like a year later, they're like $1,000, like a few $100 lower.
Yeah, that's true. Chris? Yeah, taxes is, and we will get to sales tax definitely. That's kind of its own category. So we will be visiting that next week. What about like the cost of homes? Those are always going up. The first example problem we're going to go over last year, in August, my husband and I bought a boat. And it's not like an impressive, amazing boat, but we can go fishing in it and we can go to the lake with it. Well, we needed life jackets for it, and because of COVID, there just were like no life jackets because everybody was buying like water toys and stuff with life jackets, and so there just wasn't any there. So he ended up paying like $70 for a life jacket that would usually cost like $30. Okay, so there's all kinds of reasons to mark things up. Trent, did you have a question or a comment?
Yeah, I was just gonna say. So, what lake are you guys going to? Because Folsom isn't really a lake.
I know Folsom is sad right now. Yeah, it's more of like a stream, right? We really like Loon Lake because it's a small lake and we can camp on it. All right, so let's get started. Let's write the definition for markup here. So markups are an increased price from an original price. Okay. And we're going to go ahead and use that example I just told you about the life jacket for our first example for this. Okay, so we can say Mrs. Mack bought a boat. And needs a life jacket. Now, because of COVID, there is a limited stock. Okay, so limited stock means that there just aren't enough life jackets to go around. So Miss Mack, she buys a life jacket at 75% markup. Yeah, that was originally $30. So the life jacket was originally $30, 75% markup. And actually, in reality, it was more like 100 and I would say like 140% markup that we paid. But we're gonna do 75% for this problem. Okay, I just wanna remind you that we're gonna solve these problems using proportions. And I know that you guys have a lot of really cool other methods that you can use, and we will go over those. But I wanna make sure you're solid on all kinds of different methods and so that you can have a lot of tools in your tool shed, okay? So the way that we're gonna do this is just like yesterday. We're gonna set up our proportion where we have the original on the bottom. And then we have our, last time it was the discount that was on the top. This time it's gonna be the amount of the markup. Okay, and then we always have the percent over 100. Okay, so there's our frame. So let's go ahead and set this up. The original price of the life jacket was $30. And the percent markup is 75. And percents are always out of 100. Now I'm gonna put a variable here to hold the place for this. And then we're gonna cross multiply and divide to find out how much markup that's going to be. Okay, so I'm gonna do 30 times 75 divided by 100. Okay, so this is telling me that the markup is going to be $22.50. So what we do with that now, since it's a markup, is we're going to, try not to put it somewhere where it covers up something you need. We're going to take the original price, which was $30, and then because it's a markup, we're going to add that, the markup amount. Yesterday we subtracted because it was a discount. Today we're adding it because it's a markup. Okay. What is wrong with how I wrote $22.50? Say it out. Yeah. This is not good form. Money always, if you're going to have a decimal place, it has to have 2 decimal places. Good. Okay? You guys are getting it. Now we're going to add these. So what we're getting is $52.50 for our new price of the life jacket. Okay, so like any word problem, I'm going to answer in words. So I'm going to say the new price of the life jackets is $52.50. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay, I'm going to have you guys try one. So another reason sometimes that we have markups is because the cost of the raw materials goes up. So for this problem, we're going to say the cost of sugar went up. So a candy company marks up their candy by 10%. Okay, so they're passing along that extra cost to the consumer. Okay, because if they don't, they're actually gonna have less profit. So because sugar's costing more, they're gonna increase their prices for consumers. Okay, does that make sense? Yeah. Okay. And so if a candy bar was 75 cents, how much will it cost now? Okay. So I'm going to have you guys try this one on your own. I want to warn you that there is a rounding piece to this, so make sure you round correctly. Otherwise, you're not going to get it correct. Okay? So try that out. All right, so how much is the candy bar going to cost now? Raise your hand if you know it.
83 cents.
Okay, say it out.
83 cents.
Okay, and you guys, when you typed it into the calculator, you probably got this amount for the markup, right?
Yeah.
And y'all did a really good job rounding it, because the 5 is going to make that round up to 8. And then if you add that to the 75 cents, yeah, you're going to have 83 cents. So do just make sure that you've answered in a complete sentence when you are on, especially when you're doing like a paper test or something like that. And on your homework, I would like you to do that as well. Okay. Now, yesterday, I saw that there were a lot of you that weren't doing your homework on paper. I need it on paper. You can even use the back side of your notes. Make sure you label it homework number 2, and I want to see your work, okay? Because that is part of work completion. If the answer checkers are all good and you have no homework in your binder, that's a sometimes, not a consistently, okay? All right, we good? So why don't you guys get your homework done so that you have nothing to do over the weekend, and let me know if you need some help. I'll be right there, Robbie, okay? And can I also say how awesome it is that I was able to record today?